Black light. Yes, this is Cyberspace Ministry. This is the Aboriginal Universal Supreme Conscious Council of the Elderly coming at you on a bright and sunny day. Just waiting on grandson to come out of there. I started a series called The Journey Through the Decades. And let me hurry up and just say it like this. I believe, this is my theory, that the Messiah, the Black Messiah, was those that came up in their 60s, in the 60s, rather. Let me say it again. The Black Messiah are those that had that Jesus consciousness, came up in the 60s. That's when you had the surge of black power, or the surge of blackness. You had the Black Panthers, you had the Nation of Islam. The Garveyites were still functioning, the Moors were still functioning. Not counting the NAACP too much, or the Urban League, but they wasn't radical enough. But the radical ones were the outspoken ones. Stokely Carmichael, H. Rap Brown, and Medgar Evers, and a lot more. In the 60s, the early 60s, I would have been coming in out of my teenage. But then we had Muhammad Ali. See, these was a bunch of fearless brothers. Now, Elijah Muhammad, he made Muhammad Ali, but what was in Muhammad Ali was in him anyway. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad just drew it out of him, brought it out of him. And he wasn't afraid to refuse to go be inducted into the United States Army. In other words, the brothers when I was coming up, and the sisters, wasn't afraid of Whitey. Like I said, in Detroit, on the west side, just before the 67 riots, we've been having skirmishes and battles with the white boys, and we pushed them back across Illinois, across Wyoming, and eventually across 8 Mile. I mean, we actually fought, hands on. We was touching them up. They was touching us up, but they would get us like stragglers. They would get stragglers. When you be late after, when you had to stay after school for something, they would get you. So, but when we started walking in groups, when we started uniting, we had other schools join in, like Northern, Northwestern, Central. Those are the main three schools. We had helping us over at Mumford and at Post Junior High. We were over at Mumford. We were actually fighting them and fighting police. Over at Mumford, we turned over police cars. They could not handle us, so they formed a police unit called Stress. I forgot what the initials meant, but they were ex-Vietnam soldiers turned cop. They are the ones, along with the Big Four, they created, they had a unit called the Big Four. They were riding 4 deep. Started the riots over there on 12. Well, they wasn't the start of it, because it was brewing up long before that, but that was the straw that broke the camel's back when they killed this sister and then tried to turn out an after-hour joint. Y'all call them blind pigs, you know. And they got turned out. So this is Black Light Out.